I'm cooking Sunday dinner. Do you want to join? We're going to have meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and some steamed squash. So I'd like it if you would join me and hopefully learn something here. So first of all, we're going to make the meatloaf. Okay, I have 2 pounds of ground beef. And I sauteed a medium-sized onion till it was soft and kind of brown. We're going to add in 2 eggs. And about a tablespoon of garlic from the jar. If you want to use fresh, about 2 or 3 cloves. I'm going to put a good tablespoon and a little bit of the juice, because that's good to me. Okay. Some parsley, just kind of eyeball it. If you've got fresh parsley, that's great. It's going to take forever. Okay. And a little bit of salt. About a teaspoon for 2 pounds of ground meat. Some black pepper. And all this is eyeballing. I'm not really measuring a whole lot of anything. This is Italian seasoning. Probably about a teaspoon of that. Some of our good old homemade breadcrumbs. These are the sourdough. And they just came out of the freezer, so of course they're gonna stick. Well, there goes those. Okay. No big. Let's see. We're gonna add in some ketchup. About a tablespoon of ketchup. And about 3/4 of a cup of milk. Might be a little more, but oh well. Now the best way to mix this up is just to really get in there with your hands. If you're squeamy, get you some throwaway gloves, but I'm really not. So just get in there and just mix that up really well. Everything has to be incorporated, so. You don't want it too runny, but you don't want it dry and heavy either. If it looks like it's going to be too gummy, we're going to add some more breadcrumbs, and I think we're going to need 2 on this. Let's see if that helps it at all. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. Okay, there we are, all mixed up. So before I wash my hands, I've already greased my pan. I sprayed it with cooking spray. This is a loaf pan. And I'm just going to put the meat right in there. You can make a glaze for this if you want to. I'm not going to, because I'm feeding somebody that doesn't like the glaze. And I like it, but I'm trying to keep everybody happy. So Um, I'm not going to put a glaze on it. You can make a glaze. You can just use ketchup. You can use seasoned up tomato sauce. Just pretty much whatever you want to. Meatloafs are kind of a blank canvas. You can do a lot. I make several different kinds. Sometimes I even use McCormick seasoning. I don't do what they say. I don't follow the instructions particularly, but I just use it as a seasoning. But today I just decided to do it like this. Okay, so there's our meatloaf ready to go in the oven. We're going to cook this at 375 for about an hour. And we'll be back when it's time to make the potatoes. Let's get to work on our potatoes. These are Yukon Gold. These are my favorite potatoes for mashing. I really like them. And I would much prefer not to peel them. But again, I have someone that doesn't like peels on their potatoes. I actually love them, but so I'm just going to peel these. These are, to me, my favorite potatoes for mashing. And you can use, of course, russet or any other kind. Red potatoes are great. Now, red potatoes, I refuse to peel. So, I don't get to have those too many times mashed. But these have a nice, thin, delicate peeling. Okay, and then I'm just going to cube them up and put them in a pot of salted water, heavily salted water. About the same size, not huge chunks, because you want them to cook reasonably quick. All right, there's our potatoes peeled and diced. And I put them in a pot of salted water. We're going to boil these until they're fork tender and drain them and get them ready to mash. So we'll be back when that's done. I wanted to show you real quick the squash. I'm boiling some squash with butter, black pepper, and an onion. That's all I'm doing. That's it. Just keeping that very simple, and that's going to be one of our side dishes. So I just wanted to show you that while it's in the pot. Potatoes are done, and we're getting ready to mash. Now here's what happened. The potatoes finished up. They're nice and fork tender. I drained them in a colander and put them back in the pot and back on the stove with the eye turned off, and let them set for a few minutes so some of the moisture could come out. So here they are, ready to get mashed. So here we go. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put in some butter. That's not quite half a stick. And it's kind of been sitting out. It's not warmed, but it's softened. Start mashing those potatoes. They're kind of grainy a little bit, ready to, okay. Now I'm going to put in, and I don't do this every time, but today I'm going to, some sour cream. This will just give them a nice richness. Okay, and get those incorporated. You can already see how it's getting creamy. And now I'm going to put in some warm milk, and I'm just going to put in a little at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take away. See how quickly that's getting creamy? You can do this with a mixer. I just didn't feel like dragging a mixer out. Yeah, that's perfect. See the consistency of those? Just perfect. And that's it. That's about as easy as it gets. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid back on the potatoes, and I'm going to be taking the meatloaf out of the oven very shortly, and then we'll plate up. All plated up and ready to go.